Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in my lab. And I'm in the book. We just rolling along. I got a nice little lesson for you today. We're going to talk about the mastering your daily rituals is mastering yourself. Why? When you practice what you learn and you put into effect what you do, you will be better off. Trust me. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Well, when I'm through, that's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them, don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and to Maya be true. All right, we talking about mastering the rituals. The ritual is important, okay? In order for you to master yourself, you need to master your rituals in your daily life. Let's talk about that. I got a good little lesson for you to do just that. All right. One thing you should realize that we are emphasizing here is what? Is the importance of rituals. Okay? The rituals reinforce your will to do. And as a Mason, I was big on rituals. Why? Because it emphasizes things that you had to do that was all about you. Okay? The ritual was emphasizing that. And your rituals also attract your cosmic forces through your own invocation. It's personal. So now you are doing program for what? The goddess. You do unveil images, readings, chants, songs, etc. You get in contact with your higher self. And this is all related to the goddess. You talk about her myths, you talk about her stories, and even about her glories, sorrows, as well as her triumphs, and that what attracts the energies that are related to that particular goddess. I think we talk about I said. But of course, if you are fortunate, you have reached a certain level of self mastery of your rituals, and it attracts your goddess herself to you. Y'all become one. And now you harness those powers through rituals, and then you can now do what? The goddess work. You got obtaining wisdom, intuitive knowledge, doing her work. So the kind of work that the goddess does, for example, quickly, as if you destroy evil, that's net. Anybody that's with us, anybody that's with Ra, their enemy is evil, chaos. So then you are perpetuating the divinity that has the power to do just that. So the cosmic forces that has the power to do that, and the cosmic force that has the power to do that with the fire or physical force energies is what? The feline, the cat. The cat would always beat the serpent. Serpent Apophis is the snake. And the reason why they turn into the cat, because the reflex from the cat is about 5-6 times quicker than the serpent. He can't snap fast enough for the cat can react and slap the hell out of him. The kittens can be the cat. Okay, full grown cobra, kitten can smack him around. All right. So the lion energy, the feline energy, of course, That is the goddess we know as Sekhmet. An aspect of who? Hetaru or Hathor, who is an aspect of my girl Nat and Meher, the mighty 4-1. These are all feminine characteristics of goddesses. If you want to use wisdom to overcome your adversity of ignorance, your choice is going to be Set. I know that for a fact. So that's why her and Set are arch enemies, because Set is ignorant and she is wisdom. They don't go together. Okay, so then that is the goddess Set, like I told you. But nevertheless, all these aspects of the ultimate goddess forms come from Net and Meher. And thus they lead you, the aspirant, to the ultimate self-discovery as well as the victory over what? Set, your lower forces. They're going to smack Set around. So the forces of egoism, which is Set, and the degraded mindset, which is run by anger, hatred, greed, jealousy, envy, etc., those qualities you eradicate. Okay, that's a Satanian mindset. You don't think like that. Which constantly throttle your soul's attempt to what? To attain spiritual enlightenment. It's an impediment for you to be your best self doing the negative stuff of Set with your ego self. And you are now beginning to understand how this process actually works. It's a process, and it's new to you at the beginning, but once you figure, oh, I got it, there you go. Let's go. Hope you're doing that right now. So, as once you have gathered these forces and put together your ritual, after your daily studies, after your daily reflection and daily meditation, these are things that you had to put forth for this to happen for you. Now, your utterance of the chants, etc., affirmations, you might unleash that power towards your objective. So if you are an unscrupulous person, learning my philosophy is going to hurt you in the long run, because you're going to learn it, but you learn it for the wrong reason. And when there's a built-in safety mechanism for your people, I'm about to bring that to you right now. If you think, oh, I'm going to be smart, how can I slick everybody? And no, it's a built-in mechanism. Watch this. So if you were an unscrupulous person, that's somebody who egoistically want to get in there and do their work. Then now you're going to unleash that power towards what? Ends that feeds your egoistic desires. You want to make money. You want to make a bunch of fortune and fame. You want to be known as this, that, and the third. And now, so of course, so when the netters see that, self-grandizing, Scooby-Doo, ruh-roh, what happened? So then that the actions that you are going to will be turned what? Against you, and used to cause events that will go against what? Your ultimate desires. Even if you may seem to get what you want in the beginning, and that's how it starts. So you keep doing it. Not good. So even for a time, you're going to get away with it. But if you use it for the extent that is possibly based on your level of evolution and your spiritual needs and your personal greeds, that you may be in conflict with your apparent righteous desires. You know it's wrong, and you do it anyway. So that's why it's better not to delve into these things unless what? Unless you're sincere, unless your intentions are pure. Knowledge, and if you're secure in your higher position for the good, which means being secure in your virtue, that means the right thing, through what? Purification, living right, living and acting through what? My girl. And order and truth. That's what right thinking philosophy is based on. That's what I live on. That's what I stand on. So if you are an unrighteous person, trying to pretend to act like you're righteous, a person who is not secure in their virtue, not true and honest and sincere, and there is a very good chance that you will use this force, this knowledge and understanding for what? Negative end. And that will lead you to what? Greater degradation. And later on, you will get your visit from karma. Even though in this present lifetime, all negative acts may seem that it's going to pay off, right? I got away with that. Yeah, okay, I'm good. And you may make dividends, you may get financially situation, get your money. You might get a big house. I know, brother, when we started out, we was broke. I then rendered my services for little or nothing just to help him out. Now the brother got money, don't even talk to me. Moving on. Moving on. That's what happens with people like that. So I already know down the road, he gonna get what he deserves. He getting paid now, he getting right now, but he ain't doing it the way it's supposed to be. So we know how that go. All right. So watch this. Now they get rich eventually. They get the big house. He make a bunch of money. Got everything rolling his way. But eventually, there we go. Eventually, karma. Those gains turn into sorrows, worries that prevent mental peace. Now he worrying about this, that, and third, which is the truly valuable attainment in life. And later, after suffering and not finding true peace of mind and happiness, the goddess Mishkanet, she means karma. That's the aspect of Maya, controlling future births, and she sends you back, meaning you've been reincarnated. And what? You will now need to go through human experience all over again. What they have decreed that you need to experience in order to grow and excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, but it says here, I missed a whole line. Sorry about that. But it says here, when Maya, the aspect of Mishkanet is the aspect of Maya, which is controlling your future births. When you messed up to this one, she's going to try to guide you to be a better situation and sends you back for reincarnation. And you may not like where you end up. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. And when you come back from the reincarnated state, you might not like where you end up because it's not really your choice. This is what the gods and the goddesses directed by the god and goddesses Mayat and Tahuti and others are to send you where you need to go to have your human experience again, where that you may decree that you need to have this experience in order for you to grow into a spiritually enlightened being to go home. If you don't know yourself, you can take that trip. So this can be involved suffering even after death, and then even reincarnation, which may even involve more suffering again, as well as an opportunity for self-redemption, a mulligan, a do-over, okay? But you don't know it, so it's new to you. So you followers, the following Maya in a better way for the next life. You need to get better. So if you need to be humble, and we will, watch out, because now you are going to get an experience that is going to humble you, and you can trust and resolve that it will be what? Painful, a painful experience for you. That on the path of what? Ignorance and egoism, the arrogant, and that's the path, what they call a life of hard knocks, trial and error. You try to see what happens, and most of the time, what you try don't work. So yeah, hard knocks. You're gonna have to suffer through that. But they saying here. So what I'm saying, what they getting at again, trying to get you to understand the ritual and the purpose of it, to set you straight, not to get you to take advantage of people and use and manipulate them for your own selfish gains, which is a lot of that going on. All right. But at this time, all these studies that you have done and you are doing to know yourself, but if you have not uttered the chant, you ready? You ready for this? 10,000 times. The way it has been explained 500,000 times and 1,000,000 times. If you have not done the rituals that was lasting for days, practicing in the Shrine, it's a weekend, almost a 72-hour ritual that you go through. Okay, they take you to a whole bunch of, I call them games and nonsense, but to them it's ritual. I get it, I understand it. I just don't like it. Why? Its purpose loses its luster after a while. That's why. So the rituals, that some of them last for days, and your studies and your meditations that can go on for hours, some for months, some even for years. ain't that much ritual in the world. But when you're in the temple environment, they do it constantly. So you will not attain this kind of psychic power. No, you're right. Why? Because it's hard for you to get it. And it should be. It ain't for everybody. So, but yet, you're doing a kind of daily ritual anyway in your life. Why? In ordinary human beings, we go through life. It's a ritual. You get up in the morning, wash your teeth, brush your teeth. You go through a ritual. Work is a ritual. Okay. So that keeps you tired and caught up in what? This worldly concerns. And so you should do enough of what? Your shidi, meaning studying, practicing your spiritual disciplines of the Kemetic rituals in order for you to break the hold of this worldly rituals of on the hamster wheel. Got to do this, got to do that, got to no, get off that wheel and get knowledge of self. And now the worldly rituals are your daily habits that you indulge in and that gets you more what? Deeper involved with the world and entanglements and is less with your spiritual matters. You're more worried about material things than you are spiritual things. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, but we think we're human beings that's spiritual. When you watch television, you're filling yourself with what? Ideas and energies and reinforcing these from energies, forces. Remember, television is what? Programming. So if you're reinforcing these from day to day, so if you're watching some X-rated movies, porn, you are aligning yourself with what? Lustful ideas and lustful energy forces, lower nature. Okay? And those are being drawn to you and the same kind of people that you're going to be around. It's going to be exasperated in that aspect of your personality, like attracts like. You're going to get people like yourself. So if you want to be wise, like I said, and yours truly, you are to spend time with her. You attract her energy and they will guide you and you will impel you. You now will push your more, it will push you more. What? It works the other way around also. If it's good, it's good. But for the negative energies as well as the positive, your choice. Again, whatever you choose to do, whatever makes you happy, that's where you're going. But this is why the teachings of the temples of Aset, Isis to some, contains the following injunction. This knowledge and the goddess invites us to seek after her as being what? Near and dwelling continually with her. Become God conscious or being prayed up for some people. I call it God conscious. So if you elevate yourself through ritual and you practice virtue and through meditation daily, you reach a state that's above. You don't went beyond the normal. You reach the waking state. So now you elevate yourself to what we call the astral plane. Now you're more mental than physical. You're dealing with this more so than the physical body. And then you are to remain what? Constantly awake, prayed up, conscious of what? And being aware of yourself. And it is important for you to remain aware at all times and not just enter into the astral plane and have the experience whatever happens, because that would change the experience from a vision, which is opposite of your dream, where one remains aware in his dream world. That's called lucid dreaming. And one does not get caught up in these happenings, and actually one now can control his or her dream world and shape it according to one's will. Sound like God, don't it? Other words, in one's mind, one is what? The creator. You are God. Sustainer, destroyer, creator, destroyer. God, generator and destroyer. Okay, in essence, all encompassing divinity, the virtue, the absolute master. That's you in your dream state. So to the dream and not be aware of being in the dream world, the astral plane, being your ignorance through ignorance and egoism, and now of high awareness of your higher self or true self, one falls from mastery to what? Servant. If your ego is running you, you the servant. You master the ego, you are in control of you. If not, you are the servant. Okay, like more important, you are the servant. Okay, you the slave. And from the servant to slave. Come on now. To an illusionary delusion that's created by one's own ignorant ideas and fears and desires, weaknesses and delusion. All of these is done through ignorance of yourself. And this is not to be allowed. Why? With self-discipline, discipline of the mysteries is designed to stop just that and reverse and prevent this ignorant ideas and notions. The greatest prevention of enlightenment and consciousness, for when a dark room is lit with light, there is no place for what? Darkness or delusions and ignorance to remain. Enlightenment meaning cut the light on in your mind. Don't be dark. Don't be ignorant. Hello? When the lights come on in the dark room, a little or illuminate part of the room, there always seems to be what? Some other unknown lurking in what? The darkness. But in the room that's of the mind, there is only what you have put there. Again, when Yoda told Luke when he go into his dark side to go take it himself, he grabbed his utility belt. He said, "No, you're only gonna need what you bring in there." And he bought his labor. He had to use it, his saber. If you went in peace, you would be dealt with in peace. Again, you control the dynamic of that. So what turns out to be what? Nothing. So when you shine the light of wisdom, obtain knowledge of yourself through the daily practice, right thinking philosophy, now then your spirit, which is Ak, is now on. So now if you remain awake and you have purified and you conquered your fears, now you have a direct contact with the Poseidon divinity deities of the cosmic forces. You see me pointing up. Now you can converse with them through what? Daily meditation. Not prayer. No, meditation. Prayer, you talking. Meditation, you listening. Big difference. So, pass on back. I didn't want to deal with that. Got here, over here. How much time I got? Oh, I got. All right, let me take it on in. Take it on in. Wrap it up. So when you develop fully, that means you had tapped into what? Your direct source, in other words. So there are two ways to do it. Some psychics, some psychics, they can be very sensitive to things and then come up and can be open to certain things. But you can tell that they are not truly wise people. Why? Because they are not enlightened people. They just psychic. They just have these images every now and then, flashes. So they are susceptible to human error and failings. Pay attention. Why? Because they are being given the information, as it were, but since they have not had philosophical training, learning some of the teachings, and they have not developed that level of philosophical understanding or philosophical mind. So they are not living or expressing righteous living. So they are not being the source for it, and finding the source for it where? Within themselves. They don't know that. So they are still operating. Why they don't know that? Because they're still operating out of the ego instead of their higher self. That's why. And so this concept and the principles that of the cosmic forces, the netter and the netteru, God and goddesses, this is the presiding teaching. This is why we teach it. And this is what all the rituals are really about. And to get you to have a better understanding of your higher self. And this is what all the Kemetic Netterian writings are about. God is immortal men. Men are just mortal God who are ignorant of them true self. That's the Egyptian proverb. Now I'm taking it on in. This discipline And the purpose of the rituals, the master, in which we speak of, is embodied in the word that have been given to describe the Kemetic philosophy. And it says, practice of spiritual disciplines daily that will lead to enlightenment and self-mastery of the lesson of theurgy, or what we call sacred science, the art of learning and manipulating and controlling what? The cosmic forces, aka God and goddesses, or nature. But in Star Wars, the Force. But this is why human beings can be greater than the cosmic forces. The force is just forces. We get to use them, okay? And because they can what? Control the cosmic forces and exist on all planes of existence, symbolized by who? Haru, the spirit that's in me and you at the bottom, but of the cosmic onomythograph, and Torah at the top is a physical human being, and as the divinities through the development of your subtler aspects of yourself or your spiritual personality, a human being who is a sage or saint is in the sense higher than what God and goddesses. What you mean? The God and goddesses rule in the netherworld and they manage creation for the supreme being. They have their own job. So they have their emanations that they do their work. That's it. Subtle energies that manage creation and course through the universe. And these emanations can be manipulated once harnessed by what? Mortal man and women to also do certain work for them, like creating a positive vibration to facilitate a program, influencing others by also changing moods, modes, and engendering a peaceful condition, but most importantly, creating the energy of a force of what we call Sa. Sa means understanding, clarification, have knowledge of, to become enlightened in obtaining knowledge and information that does not having, that means having understanding, and understanding is important. Why? When you're studying the mystical philosophy, and that is certain forms of energy or force that allows you, the aspirant, to be able to overcome your egoistic obstacles on this path of we call spiritual journey, psycho-spiritual journey in life. But like the lack of will, no discipline to spend time reading and meditating. Some people, I ain't got time. Okay. And putting it down cause your ego so that what? Your intellect may have a chance to work out the mysteries of life. But the ego will prevent that. And the application of the tree of life disciplines for spiritual evolution may be thought of as a scientific process. Why? It's been proven to work. Men and women, taking it home, are to become God-like through what? A life of virtue and the cultivation of the spirit, through which scientific, again, knowledge and the daily practice of your bodily disciplines. Knowledge is for different, knowledge is far different from sense. Why? For sense is brought about by that which has the mastery over us, while knowledge is the end of a scientific proof. And science is God's gift to man. All science is incorporeal. Why? It's the instrument and uses for being of the mind, just as the mind employs the body. That's an ancient Egyptian proverb, and this is what they say. If mortal men and women can discover their own divinity, this means that the rule on the lower planes, the planes of matter, the physicality, the mental instinct, in a sense, that is what it means to become Haru Haru Great. Okay? So Haru the Great. And also, this is what it means to be a pharaoh, a king or a queen. You are to be your own king or queen. That means you preside over your world And in the meantime, you are the prince or the princess until you acquire knowledge from the male or the female aspect for yourself to become the king and the queen of yourself. You are aspiring to that position. You're born for it. You're the heir to the throne. Sorry. But if they discover the higher planes of existence, aka know thyself, now they also will now rule on the higher planes as well. The planes of intellect, knowledge of self, the astral existence, mental, all is mind. In upcoming class, I'm a teacher, will study more about what Haru, the spirit that's in me and you, who is actually the king of the world, who and how to become king or queen of your world. That's the next lesson I'm gonna take you to. Right now, I'm gonna cut it short. I see my time is up. Hope you enjoy the lesson, boy. This is fun for me. Hope you enjoyed it too. And in closing, right thinkers, man, you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I'll never know my right thinkers who now understand mastering their daily rituals is the way to master oneself and passed away. It's all about the ritual, understanding it, and using it for the purpose it's intended for you to better yourself.